Hey, what's up, droners? Before we get into what we do so well, we love doing this and we love being able to create for you. And if you feel that what we feel is we want to be able to have more content that brings more value to the drone and the droner community, the continuous way we're doing, there's a way to support us, and it's called Patreon. And Patreon is a subscription-based service that allows creators or people to support creators like myself and other YouTubers or anybody like that to be on a subscription basis, to be able to donate or be able to give to them and to make it so they can create more. We want to put more droner videos out. We need more resources to do that, and you can help us do that with Patreon. So the link is below. Check it out, support us. We have different landmarks. If we get to $1,000 a month, then we're gonna be putting out another video a week. So we'll be at 4. If we get to 2,000, we'll be at 5. The kinds of videos that we're talking about making are higher production value and really being able to show you more tutorial-based videos, as well as videos that just have like a lot denser of information, like, oh, how do you fly your camera drone better? Or how do you do the camera settings? And things that take us a lot more time to go out into the field and do. So pretty much the more you support us, the more we're gonna be supporting you right back to be giving you more information about the drones you care about and the drone community that you are a part of. So let's do it. Droner. What's up, droners, and welcome to another edition of Droner News. Today is really interesting because we have drones flying without blades or wings. We have things happening with Zipline again in Tanzania, and so much more. So in we jump. Number 1. We have Zipline. I've talked about Zipline quite a few times because I absolutely love what they do. Drones doing good, drones doing really amazing things. Zipline, if you don't remember, is a company that has the drone delivery service that has been operating out of Rwanda to be able to get people medical supplies, transfer blood, and do all kind of amazing medical things in that area that's incredibly difficult to traverse, that is no problem at all for drones to work with. That has had such success that other areas and organizations have been like, wow, we need to do this too. So they're actually expanding it to Tanzania. And Tanzania is much larger than the Rwandan project. Like the Rwandan project has 15 drones serving 21 clinics. Now the Tanzanian Zipline project will have 120 drones serving thousands of different cities. And that's obviously a huge scale up for them, which could be an issue, but at the same time, I'm a huge fan of like how aggressively they're taking this on and how ambitious this project is, because honestly, it's meant to help people. So they're going to be strategically placing 4 different locations all across the country. And then in January 2018, they're gonna start opening them up to be able to start doing deliveries. Now, they're going to be doing requests for medical supplies, blood samples, or vaccines will come to the stations from one of the many clinics to serve, and within 5 minutes, the drone can be loaded with a fresh battery and a payload and be ready to fly. And they can drop things off up to 50 miles away. So depending on where they put these 4 clinics, like that's a huge range of area that they can cover because it's like a 50-mile bubble in each direction from each one. So yeah, a lot of help, a lot of good for a lot of people. So I'm super excited to hear more about this company and what they're doing, as should you. B. Droners, number 2. This one actually hits home for cameraman Tony and producer man Rob, who you can't see, but he's behind this thing over here right now. Hilariously, this is actually in their hometown of Syracuse, New York. It's the New York State Fair, and there actually are drones helping out with the state fair. The way they're doing that is they're flying over the entire fair to be able to help police officers to direct people to the correct places that they can actually find parking. Now, the reason why this is a big deal is there's actually a couple different reasons why this is a big deal. The first one is that the Sunday attendance of the fair was 123,000 people in Syracuse, New York. Now, for context, the entire population of the city of Syracuse, New York is 143,000. So if you have 123,000 people showing up to a place that literally has the exact same population as the people that are coming, then that's a real problem when it comes to congestion and parking. So the drones are actually helping to direct people and say, hey, there's a congestion here, you need to redirect people here, blah, 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 blah. They were using them to show the police where things can go, which I think is awesome. And they also were part of the entertainment of the fair this year as a hosted for the first annual short film competition for camera drones. And out of the 83 contestants for that, there was 2 winners that were chosen, which is by the governor, who chose 2 videos. One of them that was a documentary about medicine being delivered in Amazon, and the other one is 200th anniversary of the Erie Canal, and those are the winners. Otherwise, I actually am really excited because it looks like this was something that was allowed to happen with the FAA in conjunction with them and DOT, that's the Department of Transportation, to be able to come together, monitor it, make it happen correctly. And it seems that New York is positioning themselves to be a place where drones are welcome. Not New York City, New York State. And they're hoping that they can actually get it so that people will invest, or the drone companies will invest into their state so that the technology can start coming from there. So good looks, New York. Hopefully that you'll be getting a lot more good looks from the sky. That was the worst ending ever. But hey, you get it, it's cool. Number 3, drones studying weather during the eclipse. Oklahoma State University and University of Nebraska embarked on an interesting study. This study was pretty much to determine the differences in how the temperature of the air heats up and cools down, usually during transition to day to night, which is a intensely long, like it takes time, it's a long transition. But we had a unique experience because during the eclipse, and the places that had complete coverage or pretty much complete darkness, they were able to monitor that from drones. Like drones are like, hey, we're gonna be in the air, we're gonna measure the air temperature, the pressure of the air, all the other sciencey, nerdy stuff to be able to figure out what actually happens when the air cools, where does the air go, where does the warm air come to, and there's a lot of data they collected. So much data, in fact, that they haven't really come to any real conclusions yet. But I found it really cool because they're using hex drones to be able to do it, and they also are like really excited about it because this is a very unique opportunity to be able to collect this form of data to be able to figure out how we can find about unique weather patterns such as tornadoes, hurricanes, and things like that. They are normally because of heating and cooling. By normally, they're always because of heating and cooling. So if we can learn more about how weather interacts with each other when it heats and cools, specifically air, then we might be able to predict them better and maybe help to prevent them one day when we start doing stuff like that. So drones helping out, we're learning stuff. Hopefully we'll get to follow up on this to know what we did learn. Coming number 4, Intel, who we all know at this point from all the different news articles or news things that we've talked about from Intel, they going all in with the drone thing. And they take it a step further again, which they created a new chip. And this new chip is absolutely ridiculous. It's made by a subsidiary of Intel called Movidius. And that's a company that focuses on artificial intelligence and computer vision. And Intel purchased the company about a year ago, and this is the first thing that they've joint venturely released together, you know. First time they've done that. And what it is the Myriad X, which allows drones to have learning abilities. There's so many things that could happen from this. But either way, before we get to that, this computing chip is pretty ridiculous in the sense of it can do 4 trillion operations per second, which is about 4 times as fast as its predecessor. And obviously this is a huge leap for drones. I love drones becoming better. But for me, I mean, like, this feels kind of like reining in the new robot overlords kind of thing, where it's just like our drones are able to make decisions 4 trillion operations per second, which to me is like, that's probably smarter than me. I don't really know because I don't understand how microchips work all that well. And I know operations are like a switch on and off, but I do also understand that it's a lot of operations that happen in 1 second. So these things are going to be pretty capable of doing a lot of amazing things. So I look forward to that with just a little dab of fear in there, just a little bit. Coming number 5, DJI wants bug hunters. Now, yeah, that's a really, let's see, 1 second. Number 5. Coming number 5, we have DJI who wants bug hunters. Bug hunters as in bugs in their software. Obviously, we've talked about it before that the Spark had a real software issue where they were possibly dropping out of the sky. And now if you had a Spark and you haven't updated it, you have a brick until you update it. So DJI actually, they doubled down on wanting to make their drones software better by saying, hey, by the way, we figured this out, but if y'all have figured out anything else that's a problem with our software, we're offering anywhere from $100,000 to $30,000 reward, depending on how serious that bug was, to anyone that will identify them to us. Which is pretty cool because all the hackers are gonna be like, well, if I upload this and create a problem and then show you that it's a problem, do I get paid? You know, but either way, it's pretty cool because there's a lot of talk going on about cyber vulnerabilities and things that are happening in these DJI drones. So DJI is taking a proactive approach to be able to pay the hackers instead of having the hackers make them pay. So hopefully we do learn some more stuff and keeps our flight safe and keeps our flight secure, right? That's the point. Number 6. The Bladeless Drone. This one is interesting. I wish I had more to say about it than I do. But either way, if you've ever seen one of those fans that are just like a bladeless fan, those weird circles that just blow air that you don't understand how it happens, they've now taken that technology and turned it into a drone. And the design has created a little bit of buzz, actually getting rid of the buzz because that's the whole point of a bladeless drone is that it doesn't make noise. Which would be awesome, by the way. And it's designed by this Mexican designer, Edgar Herrera, and it won him a Red Dot Award. And it's the competition design, concept and design, all that. But either way, it has 4 bladeless propellers, which I don't know if you can even call them propellers if they're bladeless because the propeller is. Either way, it has 4 of them, and that's pretty much everything we know, actually, and it flies. Like, we don't know any specs on it. We don't know how long it can stay in the air. We don't know how fast it is. We don't know if it can carry payload. We do know that there were not cameras on the testing ones they were using, but I wouldn't put a camera on a drone before I knew the drone could do anything anyway. So either way, I'm definitely keeping my eye on this because this really could change the way that we perceive or hear drones around us. So stay tuned. Droners, thank you for checking out the Droner News today. And if you want to see more Droner News, we got it, because that's what we got out here. Or if you want to see the greatest intro video that's ever happened for a drone channel, we already know what that is too. As always, please go ahead and support us by getting fly like me. You can get one of these shirts from below because Spreadshirt is awesome. Or you can go ahead and subscribe because that really does show us your support. So do that too. And as always, make sure you stay fly.